Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because we are playing with some new makeup, as well as I am giving you an update on the girls trip with Jamie down to Orlando. But you guys, I have quite a few new products. Quite a few. Before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications, new videos. If you like this video, make sure to get a big thumbs up. But if you want to see what products I use to get this look, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, so I have a lot of new products to try out, and I just got back from Disney, so we'll kind of catch up on the things you didn't see in the vlog, and we'll talk. All right, but I have a whole bunch of new stuff that I'm trying out, including the ColourPop Smokin Hot palette. I never got around to using it. It's another one of their like oversized palettes. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm probably not going to talk too much about the swatches. I'll probably swatch them later and then add it in, just because this is a lot of colors. Now, and this is what the color story looks like. Very orangey, burnt browns and oranges. I mean, there's some like purpley shades in here too, but I feel like there's a lot to play with. There's a couple shades that I am gravitating towards just looking at them in the pan, and that's the downside to not swatching them before I go and run my errands, which I have an appointment to go and get my nails back in military regulation because we're getting rid of the Harry Potter and the Disney nails. They're cute though. I don't know if you guys saw them, but, and then even this hand is like little Mickey and rose gold polka dots, vice the white polka dots. It's a whole thing, but I need to be in Virginia Beach by 12. It is 10:24. And you guys might only see like a 20-minute video, but if I'm talking for a long time, it's like an hour and a half of footage that my editor goes through, and I'm sorry. I try to keep it going. p.louise Base, there's only like a couple of products that are not new that I'm gonna use today. But I have some new ones in here that I'm really excited to play with, and they arrived while I was gone. So Jamie and I left Monday the 7th, and we got, I want to say we got in like 7:20. We got stuck in traffic in Jacksonville for like an hour and a half. And I didn't grow up in Jacksonville, that's where Jamie grew up, but from talking, she said it's like 40 minutes to get from one side to the other where we were trying to go. But I think I briefly touched on it in the vlog. I don't know if it hasn't been edited yet. I haven't uploaded it. There's still things that need to be compiled. I got in yesterday morning at like 2 a.m. and it's been fun. But the traffic in Jacksonville was because someone got in an accident. There was like a big box truck that had ran and like merged into a tree on the side of the highway. So when we got past it, Jamie was like, I'm continuing to look. You like, if you can see it, I'd like to know what it was. Well, the box truck, the actual like container part of it was demolished, and everything inside of it was outside of it. I think the ambulances had already been there and gone. So hoping the driver, and if there was a passenger and anyone else involved, are like okay. But driving past it, we're kind of like, oh, okay, because it had us backed up for quite some time, and then was it 95 and 1 were like, they were all backed up trying to go in the same direction. It was just crazy. But we got in fairly decent time. I want to say like 7:30, because it's technically supposed to be an 11-hour drive, but I think it took us 12 hours because of the delay. All right, looking at the shades, I kind of want to go with some like the pinky. All right, I think I have an idea. So I'm gonna go into the shade Heat Wave. It's kind of like a pinky mauve shade. I say not every shade can be mauve. I know that. For some reason I'm like, it's a pinky mauve shade. It's a purpley mauve shade. I don't know why. Ooh, picking up a little bit orange. This is gonna be fun. I'm used to swatching my shades before I use them. So we made it in, we got situated, and then we get warnings on Tuesday morning that it was gonna be an excessive heat. It was excessive heat the entire time we were there. So it was like in the morning at 7 a.m. when we'd wake up, 6 a.m. Depends on 6. I think one day I woke up at 5 because the park was opening at like 7:30, and we were just trying to like get everything done, make some coffee, whatever. It was like already 85, 88 degrees. I was like, I don't want to go outside. There's a reason I don't go to theme parks in the summer in Florida. You're going to be sweating your butt off. And we're like, oh, in August, it'll be a little bit cooler. No, it wasn't. And we both grew up down there, so we know. I tend to go to the theme parks in like between September and March because you get like 65 to 75 degrees during that time. So it's not horrible. I say that, and then that's when people get heat waves. But they are a lot of fun because they're already putting out the Halloween stuff. The day after we left Orlando, they started up Halloween at Disney, and Halloween Horror Nights was about to kick off at Universal. So spooky season's upon us, whether you like it or not. But it was just so horrendously hot. It just reminds me why I will never move back to Florida. Luke and I have talked about it like when we retire, moving to like Tennessee or the Carolinas. He's not a huge fan of the traffic in Virginia. I've got a lot of friends in Virginia, so I like the area, but I get it. So maybe down the road we'll move. Who knows? I still gotta retire. All right. Do I want to do burnt orange and browns? I think I'm going to, because the last time I did an orange shade, it turned out really good. I liked it at least. So I'm gonna do the shade Up in Flames. Also on my fluffy crease brush because I don't want it to be like too intense, but I want it to like work with the peach. We did have a lot of fun. I'm slowly getting them up on Instagram. By the time you see this video, they will be posted to Instagram. Most of my photos are being posted to Facebook, but I keep that private. That's for friends and family. Sorry. Just what I posted on Facebook was 319 photos. That's not even like the photos that were live that I looped or videos. Like, I don't think those have actually uploaded yet. I have to go back and individually do it because when I was uploading, it only wanted to take my photos. My Facebook seems to be malfunctioning. Whatever. But I will slowly get them up on Instagram. I was going to do more yesterday when we got home, but we went and met up with some of Luke's friends that are in town, had lunch with them, and then went and got some like picture frames so I could get my picture wall back up, update some of the pictures. Where is my... Oh, I got a pimple. I'm gonna go into the shade Hot Chocolate. If you hear Luke outside the door, it's because the AC is having a moment again. I'm gonna take my compacted smudge brush and dip into that shade. Okay, compacted smudge brush, and we're just gonna place it right here in the center. I say center, it's the outer edge. I actually really like this. What do you guys think? Let me know. But we thought we had fixed, or he had fixed the AC. And then yesterday it started to have a meltdown. So we went and we're like, well, maybe it's because we had the Nest AC, smart home, whatever. Where we're like, well, maybe it's not talking to the machine. So we went and picked up one of those, which I hate going to Home Depot or Lowe's. I'd rather just order ahead, pick it up, and it's like go into the locker, grab what I need, and like be gone. I'm not one of those that like loves to walk around Home Depot and get ideas. Like, I can do that on Pinterest. So we went and did that, went and got some frames, got my picture wall back up, updated the pictures from like, because when I had it at my old house, I had put it up way before Luke and I started dating. So there were no pictures of us on the picture wall on my stairs. But I went and updated those pictures yesterday, as well as some pictures of Jamie and I from Orlando, which some of them are ridiculous. Let me find my next shade. I think I need to swatch some shimmers because these are fun. So this one is Gold Dipped. Ooh, that one is Fire Sign. Ooh, that's Sizzle. That's very reminiscent of my last like orange video, so I might not use that one. And then this one is Scorched. I kind of want to use this one. Ooh, they're still really pretty though. I love ColourPop eyeshadows. We'll swatch those right there. Oh yeah, I really want to use this one. That one is Gold Dipped. Going into the shade Gold Dipped. Now, do I want to pick it up with, I think I'm going to do it with my ring finger, because it does have gold glitter in it. This is for sure like fall vibes. All right, let me go do this eye and I'll be back for some new items. This isn't new, but I picked it up and it's been in my drawer. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. So when they originally released their putty primer, which sold out and you couldn't get it when it first came out, it was the like dupe for Tatcha's primer. It was like in a little like jar. Now they came out with the liquid version. So I haven't tried it. I liked that putty primer, but I hate like trying to swirl my fingers in there, and it's like a whole thing. So it is very liquidy, which I don't know how I feel about that. Apparently I'm going to complain about both. Same color, different consistency. It does have like a makeup-y smell. I don't remember the jar being scented either. And as I'm thinking about it, I think I still have the jar in my drawer. Don't mind this because of the extreme heat and like still wearing makeup and we were sweating. I had my MAC Studio Fix, the like Wherever foundation, which is meant to be waterproof, and yes, it stayed put, but that extreme heat, it was like trying to push the makeup off my face. It wasn't having it. Okay, so I do still have it. It's in the jar, or in the drawer, and this is what it looks like. It's just a solid. And see, I've used quite a bit of it, but it definitely makes it easier coming out of the tube than it did out of here. Now because I'm using that new primer, and I have a new concealer and a powder. Granted, the powder is not new, it's just a different shade. I am going to use a foundation that I know I like. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have it in 7 Cool. Been here before when I do face products. I try not to like have all of them be brand new because then I don't know which one's working or which one's failing. So I'm going to show this to you guys real quick just so you know what the foundation looks like before I put on the other products. If you have not tried this, and especially like older skin, it is beautiful. And it's kind of glowy, which I'm oily skin, but I love how this looks, especially before I set it with a like mattifying setting powder. It just looks stunning. And my face doesn't feel super dried out like I do with like matte foundations, matte setting powder. Like it's a whole thing. As I've gotten older, I have changed my habits, but you have to because your skin changes, your preferences change. Like I'm not trying to cover that, but I'm trying to cover it. It was doing good, it was healing, and then I don't know how it started to bleed this morning, but whatever. My nose is itching so bad. Luke did say that someone's gonna come out and check the AC units. So that'll be nice that they're able to come same day. I know sometimes they're like completely backed up, and especially on like the weekends, they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg. But we have friends coming in tonight, this afternoon. The AC downstairs, working fine. The AC upstairs, not so much, and I'm not looking forward to sleeping on the couch again if I don't have to. That's what we look like so far, just with foundation. All right, for concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Radiant. I have it in shade 29N Light Medium, which is also the same shade that I use for regular Shape Tape. And then for, oh, I can't even talk about powder yet because I have other cream products, so we're not doing concealer yet. I gotta backtrack. I remembered cream products. Juvia's Place released cream bronzer. I have it in shade Nutmeg, which it's super slim and compact. This is actually 0.3 ounces or 9 mil. It's very compacted, and I guess let's compare. So I have the Say bronzer. This is 30 mil. Not bad. I just don't go through this that quickly. I'm not sure if this is like the right shade for contour. I don't think it is. Let me grab contour real quick. We'll just use my Milk Sculpt stick and contour real quickly. Okay, now into Nutmeg from Juvia's Place. I'm just gonna tap in slightly just because I don't know how concentrated it is. Not too bad. All right, I'm just gonna go in a little bit heavier. It could also not be the right shade because I was trying to guess online. It happens. You just gotta play around with it. It is affordable. So if it's not the right shade, I can easily get on their website and see about picking up another shade. But I figured I would start light before I went too dark. But they have a variety of shades. When you're worried about a brand not having your right shade, they are very inclusive. Like, I love that. And then even then, when you're looking at their shades, some brands start from their lightest shade going to their darkest shade. They start from their darkest shade going to their lightest shade. So you're going to have a shade. You might have to like lighten it up or darken it up a little bit. But for the most part, they have pretty much everyone's shade in their range, which I like. Okay, I think I was able to build it up a little bit, which makes it nice because it's not too in your face. I just have a little bit of a suntan going on. Not too bad. It just blended in so smoothly. I do have a cream blush and highlighter from them, but I think I'm just going to do the highlighter after I do powder because I kind of want to see how it works on top of powder. That will be the only one that I do. But I have their blush in the shade Peach Rose. It is so pretty. This one I think I'm going to put on the back of my hand and see about using the sponge to just dab it into place. Let's see. Do I do the blush? I'm going to do the blush after I do my concealer. I'm all over the place. I am really sorry, you guys. I haven't filmed in a week. Been gone, obviously. We vlogged, but it's not like sitting down and doing your makeup in front of everyone. Now for powder though, I have the Cherry Blossom Cake from Huda Beauty. Has the same scent as the rest of her powders. We're gonna go ahead and do the concealer, the Shape Tape Radiant, shade 29 in light medium. Big doe-foot applicator we're used to from Shape Tape. Pretty sure it's not going to dry down very quickly because the Shape Tape original didn't. So I think I've got time to work with it a little bit. Very creamy, it did what it's supposed to, and it doesn't look like it's going to settle into my lines, which I really appreciate. Kind of why I like the original Shape Tape, because I got some under eye lines that I do not like. So I might have to go in and like get it out of the lines anyways if it settles a little bit. But now we're gonna go into the blush. That is a ginormous doe-foot applicator. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the back of my hand. Ooh, look at that. Do I just like, this makes me scared. I hope it's not too much. Oh my God. Go in lightly. No. Oh my, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is why I try it first. You only need like a dot. Like this, I could probably, once I put my powder on, it might tone down a little bit. I'm gonna take my foundation brush, I'm glad I don't like have anything crazy going on besides the fact like I'm going to get my nails done. And of course the nose, just using what is left on my sponge. Be careful. Be very careful. I'm gonna go into a makeup wipe and not taking it off. I'm just cleaning up. It's just making a bigger mess. Oh no. All right, we're good. Use with caution. That is all I can say. use with caution. Oh, I gotta clean my sponge I got. Could you imagine? Oh goodness, you guys. All right, so going into Huda Beauty, because I have the worst like nose itch. All right, I'm gonna go and just make sure that the eyes are not creasy. I have this awesome little like nose divot that I'm always like trying to like make sure I get the powder in there. All right, I don't necessarily like bake, but while I do the rest of it, then I take it off. And then it started to settle because I was talking for a little bit. So I usually use the Huda Beauty powder in Cupcake, which is kind of like a light tan shade. But I haven't used pink powder since before my channel. I think I had like a pink powder from KVD or whatever back in like 2015, 16. I liked it. I like the blush. It gives a really pretty flush. I also feel like I brought it a little too far forward. I usually just keep it up here and then bring it back. It is what it is. Today's one of those makeup days. And, whoops. I do like the bronzer. I like the blush if I had done better with a light hand. All right, let's finish off the eyes because I need to be leaving here soon. All right, so for under the eyes, I think I'm going to keep it pretty light. I'm not going to use both of the orangey shades. I'm going to use the shade Heat Wave. This is going to go the entire length underneath the eyes. Okay, while I'm doing this, we'll recap. So Jamie and I did both Universal Studios parks on Tuesday. We started in Universal Studios and then made our way over to Islands of Adventure. While we were there, we were waiting in the line for the train, the Hogwarts Express, and they had a casualty. A lot of rides weren't working, and we wonder if it was like maybe they were heating up or overheating or something. So instead, because they're like, we don't know how long it's going to be, we decided to walk out of the park. We went over to Hard Rock Cafe and grabbed like a snack and a couple drinks. Just kind of ducked in for a little bit of AC and something to eat. And then we made our way over to Islands of Adventure, got over to the Hogwarts area, and did all the rides and everything. By that time, the train was back up, so we decided to hop on the train to go back to Universal Studios. Did a couple more pictures that we wanted to get, and then grabbed our last butterbeer, cheers the King Cross station, and made our way out of the park. I'm gonna go into the shade Hot Chocolate. I can't remember, did we have, I don't remember if we had dinner reservations that night. We might have, I don't know. So that was the cool thing about Disney staying on property, was that even like once we were done with Universal, we could make our way back and go wherever we wanted, because we did have a 3-day park hopper, but we only used it for 2 days. And like the first night that we got in, we went and ate dinner at the boardwalk. We had the Sky Train, the new one that they just installed right outside of our resort, so we were able to take that over, which was nice. And you just had a couple like changes, which is not too bad. Plus you get to see the property. Like there's just so much to take in that you don't necessarily get to see if you're driving. So that was a bonus. I honestly don't remember what we did that night. We did dinner, I just don't remember where. I'm switching to my larger compacted smudge brush. And then the next day, so we kicked it off at Animal Kingdom, did Avatar, which, oh my goodness, that was such a good ride. I'd never ridden it before. I haven't been to Animal Kingdom since I was a teenager. Like we would go, but I get it. There are a lot of people that are against animals in captivity. There's pros and cons to it, because besides animals being in captivity, they also rescue and preserve space for them to live. So there's a catch-22 on that, where yes, you want them to be free and be able to live how they're supposed to. The downside is poachers in those countries and killing way more than they need to. Whereas you can also, in those parks or preserves, they also have, like there was a flamingo that was missing half of its wing. It would never be able to like just do what it's supposed to. Granted, flamingos don't fly, but they're cared for. They're not having to fight for their food or whatever. So I get it. Everyone has their opinions on animals in captivity. I've been to some of the preserves, like when I went to visit my sister in Thailand, we did an elephant preserve, and they had a bunch of baby elephants that had just been born. They do get hunted. So if they're not in a preserve and they're wild, there are people that go on safari and hunt these animals. So I'm torn on it. Should they be free and be able to do what they want to? Absolutely. Are there animals that are, you know, maybe not 100% healthy and being taken care of at the preserves? Also true. I get it. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I'm sure we could have a very involved conversation, but we're all entitled to our opinions. So, like I said, and granted, my mom wasn't a huge fan of animals in captivity. Granted, I have a cat. We had cats growing up, and she's like, that's different. And I was like, all right, cool. Great. So we didn't necessarily go to like SeaWorld or Animal Kingdom, but we'd go to Busch Gardens, and Busch Gardens has a whole bunch of animals in the preserves. Anyways, we need to do the inner corner and the Bravo. And there are some lighter shades in here. There's one that is very like pale, and then there's one that's more champagne-y. Okay, so this one is Sahara and this one is Molten. I think I'm going to use Molten. Yeah, I'm probably going to use Molten on the inner corner and the brow bone. Very pretty, but the one is like super pale, like white. I'm going to use the shade Molten. So we went to Animal Kingdom, did the Avatar ride, Expedition Everest, I think it's called. Did that ride. We did a bunch of them, which was a lot of fun. And then I've got clips and stuff, so hopefully the vlog turns out good. We made a day of it. Went to Animal Kingdom, then went over to Magic Kingdom, which there's not a lot of rides that we were like, ooh, we want to go on this. The one we wanted to go on was Haunted Mansion. It wasn't open. They were renovating it, which was weird because I was like, wait, didn't they just release the new movie, or isn't it about to release? They were probably doing renovations because they were starting the Halloween spooky season stuff. So we didn't get to do Haunted Mansion, which is fine. I love that ride. It's always been one of my favorites. But we did a bunch of like the pictures. I think we did the Seven Dwarfs. And then we just decided that we were done for the day and we were going to head back. Oh, because we had dinner reservations at Boma, which is also part of the Animal Kingdom Lodge, the hotel that they have. So we went back to the hotel, kind of relaxed for a little bit, which was much needed. Showered because excessive heat. And then we went to dinner at Boma. I will tell you right now, so like when we did our reservations, we put down that it was a birthday trip. At the front desk, they gave us the birthday badges and had us put our names on there, and everywhere we went, the cast members, happy birthday. Even like other people that were visiting the parks were saying happy birthday. And then like the little kids, when it was their birthday, just saying happy birthday to them, and just, it was a cool experience. But when we had gone in Animal Kingdom to get like a snack, her name is Jackie, she came back with our food, and she also came back with 2 cupcakes, and she's like, happy birthday. So that was really cool. We weren't expecting that. Our server at Boma ended up bringing us a couple cupcakes too. Did we need them? Probably not. We kind of snacked throughout the day knowing that we had like a sit down dinner, and we wanted to try a couple different things. So Jamie and I did like, she would get drinks and then I would get the snacks, and then vice versa, so that we were trying to just take in the entire experience. There were so many things like that you see on TikTok or Instagram, on the Insta Reels, like go try this snack or go try this food. And it was just kind of like, if I eat all of these things, I'm going to be so full and I'm not going to want to get on any of the rides. So we would just get 1 or 2 things and then split them together so we could try it and just have the experience. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm a little nervous for this one. I think I'm going to use my sponge for this one. I think I'm going to just dab it back here and see if I can like take it easy. So I have the shade Ivory Light, and there's a bunch of different shades. I don't think I really said that earlier. I wiped a bunch of this off. So we're gonna, right there. That may be too much. Oh, it gave me like the full-on football player streak. I don't think it's like drying down quickly. It's just not wanting to move a lot. I'm gonna go on the back of the sponge where there doesn't seem to be like a lot of product, and just on my okay, that seems to be doing much better. I don't know. I don't think it's like product fail. I think it's like YouTuber fail. I'm gonna go with I'm not using this right. Like, these are intense. So on this side, I'm just gonna go with my finger. I think with the finger, tapping it on is probably like your best bet. I don't know why it wants to be like on the side of my nose. All right, much better using a finger than a sponge or anything like that. I think I'm also gonna do powder brows today. I'm just fluffing it through. I don't have any new brow products or whatnot, but I want to keep talking to you guys real quick, see if I can get this done, and then go do eyeliner and all that stuff. I do have mascara. But so we did Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and then the next day we did Hollywood Studios, which when we grew up down there, it was MGM, and cast members still call it MGM. Those of us that live down there and know it as MGM, we're all calling it MGM. And then we did Epcot. We finished off the day at Epcot, did the Guardians of the Galaxy ride last because the line, it was like a virtual queue or whatever, which was nice because we didn't have to wait as long in the line, I guess, but it was still a long line. It was also an amazing ride. The lines are ridiculous sometimes. I think we got into Animal Kingdom and Avatar was immediately 80 minutes long. And I was like, boy, it just opened. And we got to go in early because we stayed on the park. Or we stayed in one of the resorts. So they do have, what is it, extra half an hour or extra hour of the park opening for those that stay in the resorts, which was nice. We got to go and get pictures and get in the lines early. But it was a great experience overall. The heat, you just don't have control over weather. We did make sure, like I packed sunscreen thankfully because, and I didn't need it too much, but Jamie is much more pale than me and she got toasted. Even with applying it and putting it back on, it was just her shoulders and her neck. And the last day, it looked so painful. Even like reapplying, the sun was not our friends. But overall, I think we had a great time. And on our way back, we decided to stop at, what is it, St. Augustine Distillery. And then she's got a couple friends that live in the area in Jacksonville still. So we stopped and saw a couple of them. We got back home super late. There was a major accident, like literally just happened in front of us. And it was right there at the exit. So we couldn't even bypass. And instead of getting home at like 11:43, we got home. Well, we got to her house at like 1:30, and then I still had to drive home. And then the other thing, like towards the end of our drive home, I want to say the last 4 hours, my back started to spasm. It was doing so fine throughout the entire time, and like we were concerned that maybe with like roller coasters or whatnot, it wouldn't have done so well. It was doing just fine. And then the day before in the car, I just wasn't having it. It started to spasm and I took some naproxen, but it wasn't happy. If you guys have any questions about like Disney or like recommendations, which parks over, like I have my opinion. Magic Kingdom, if you've got kids, absolutely go. They don't have as many roller coasters as like Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, or even Epcot has a pretty good amount of rides for it being like the world stage for international food and whatnot. But if you're going like adults only, I would say Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, and then all the parks except for Magic Kingdom. It's so crowded. And you just could not walk anywhere without all the kid buggies. I like kids, but that was a lot of kids. So we only stayed there for a little bit, did what we wanted to do, got out of there. All right, I feel like I have my brows as good as they're gonna get. We're gonna do some fluffy brows with the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. The only reason I decided to do my brows, even though they're not new, is one, I keep getting asked how I make my brows so fluffy. I literally drag it backwards. They're all up right now. And then I just run it back through in the direction that eyebrows naturally wanna lay, and then here I'll just kind of make sure that they're straightened out. So I haven't been touched yet, and they're really laid down, and then ran it backwards and then ran it in the direction that they're supposed to go. But all in all, it was a good girls trip. And we had a lot of fun. We had the shirts and everything that we bought on Etsy. I love supporting the small businesses on Etsy because they have a lot of fun things. And we got so many compliments on our shirts and like the scrunchy ears that we got. Those did not budge when we went on roller coasters. the biggest concern we had was if we did the headband ears, you would have to take them off because as you're getting whipped around, they're going to fly off. So I got a lot of compliments on them, and I had people asking me where to get them. They're like, which store here? I was like, it's not here. But if you're gonna, like, I just put my hair in a braid the entire time and I had my ears up top. Granted, if you were doing a picture head on, you didn't necessarily see the ears. You just had to like position your head, unless you want like a really high top pony. But let me go do some liner. I'll be back because I have mascara, setting spray, and lips. Okay, you guys, I just looked at the time and I was like, oh crap, I am running late. So I'm gonna do my lips first. I already lined them with the Huda Beauty Pinky Brown, but I have the Lawless, it's just their lipstick in the shade Femme. And when I look at this, I kind of think I should have done like muted pink as my liner, but we'll make it work. Doesn't have a scent. For a second I was like, is this scented? It's kind of stiff. It's not like super creamy. I like it. It's a little, I don't know about the shade. I might pick up a different shade. It's starting to get creamy now that it's a little bit warmer. My lips are a weird shape. I don't know. It kind of feels minty. Like, I think this is the Forget the Filler lipstick. It kind of feels like the lip gloss. We'll see how they look after I do my mascara. Did not purchase this. This was actually a free sample from Sephora when I purchased 2 other mascaras. But I was like, oh, if it's I was going to buy the big size and then they had a sample. I was like, ooh, I will do that. This is the Benefit Fan Fest, which I have been seeing everywhere. This is what the brush looks like. It's a little like curved. I did curl my eyelashes already. They are pulling apart, which is nice. I'll show you how to get mascara off once it dries. I had to do that quite often. Oh yeah, do you see how like nice and fanned out they are? That's only like 1.5 coats. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'm gonna have to go and buy an actual tube of this if I like it. Oh wow, I really like this. Let me know, have you tried this or are you wanting to try it? Because I think I really like this. This is like 1 coat and it was looking good and I just went in for like a 2nd coat. For setting spray, I have the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Matte Setting Spray. I went to go purchase this. It was sold out. I had an email alert and they're like, it's back in stock. And I immediately purchased it. So I haven't used it at all. Ooh. That is a nice mist. Did you guys see the video? By the time you see this, it'll be posted. But I had used the Ace Beauty Botte setting spray. I was reviewing that video on our trip down and Jamie was like, what was that? She didn't hear the audio. She just saw me flinch in my face and she was like, I want to hear it. So I played it for her and we were laughing for like 15 minutes. Sometimes you get stunned by the makeup you're using. I really like that. I'm gonna see how it lasts all day and make sure that it like just stays matte. But you guys, this is the final look. Let me know your thoughts. Are there any products that I tried that you want to try out or that you have been using and been loving? Are there any that I should pick up and try? The blush, that was my fault. I really like the shade though, and I feel like it's really pretty on the cheeks. I think I probably should have brought it back a little bit more, but you know, live and learn, have fun. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. I'm really interested to read your comments. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications, new videos. If you like this video, make sure you hit a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.